Hi! In this video we are going to work on a mainly collage piece that features a skull with some wings. I'm starting out painting the background with Ceramcoat Gecko that I used on the monster and one of the other pages that I had left over. And I'm going to add in some golden fluid acrylics, Hansa Yellow and Manganese Blue. I'm using some water to dilute the paints a little bit, and I'm just smushing them around into each other, kind of mixing the colors, making some different shades of green and blue. I then decide to drip some golden fluid acrylics, the high flow acrylics, into it. I then move the paint around by using a brayer, just moving in an up and down, side to side motion. I really like the effect this gives the background. After it dries, I'm going to sketch in the little side looking skeleton, and here I'm just using a white pastel pencil or charcoal pencil. I am looking at a sketch that I did in a sketchbook to kind of get my bearings. I'm using charcoal so that I can erase it later with just adding some water to remove all the lines. I really like drawing my collage pieces on the paper first, just so I can make sure that it's all going to fit correctly where I want it to. Here I'm just taking some different craft paper and I'm drawing out the pieces of the body. I decide that it's a little too big, so I go ahead and cut off the bottom and then move the hands up a little bit. I decide to be a little bit more accurate with my tracing by using some carbon paper. I start out by using a pencil, but I don't like having to draw right onto my paper, so I decide to switch out and use the other end of a calligraphy pen, and then you push gently hard so that it makes it through the carbon paper to make a mark on the other page. Here I am washing off the charcoal pencil with just a little bit of water. And once I do that, I decide that the background is a little bright, a little vibrant. So I use some Tim Holtz Distress Stain in Walnut all over the paper. And then I come back with some crushed olive and do some dots just to give it a little bit of a different texture. I then dab it off with a napkin just so that it moves the color around and you get some lighter areas. I'm using some Tim Holtz Distress paint here. It's the heavier acrylic paint in weathered wood. It's kind of a gray color. And I'm going through a stencil to give some pattern to the background. I'm now going to use a Sharpie pen to write the words on the wings and on the body. You may want to write it out first with a pencil very lightly on the pieces. I did this, I know you can't see it in this video, but I always do just to make sure that I have enough space and that it's lined up correctly. I want to make the pieces of the collage paper stick out a little bit more, so I'm using some Versamarks. It's a chalk stamper, and this is the terracotta color, and I'm just going around all of the edges very lightly. And then I'm going to take the black stamper that I've been using around all the pages, and I'm going to go lightly around the pieces with it, just in a couple of spots, not all the way around. I'm now going to use some matte medium to put down the different pieces onto the background. When I started doing this, I noticed that the distress stains started coming up a little bit. They are water soluble, so they will move around. If you don't want that to happen, you would need to put down like a fixative, like a spray fixative or something. But I really liked the antique look this was adding to the different pieces, so I just decided to keep going and use that to my advantage. I decided to put in some little hands using the newspaper print that I had used in the skull. So I just cut out some little squares and used the matte medium to stick them down. Once the matte medium dried, I grabbed my Posca pens and a charcoal pencil in a medium dark wash. I'm using the charcoal here to add some shadows and some definition to the body, just smudging it around with a smudge stick. And then I go in with the Sharpie and not the Posca pen. I don't know why, I just grabbed a different one and added in her little legs. And then I go around and decided to outline her a little bit. It's a very sketchy outline. It's not a real solid line. And I like the way it looks around the different pieces of the collage paper. I use the white to add in some highlights and to add in her bones. And then I use the black stamper around the edges and smush it in a little bit to fade the edges of the paper. And that is it. She's done. She's really cute. I love how collage looks, and I love the antique feel that she has.